Hello and welcome to my equipment tour video series. Today I'll be talking about my hot air rework station, the Atten 862D. The Atten 862D is built like a tank. It's heavy with good grippers on the bottom, so you can push against the buttons and it's not going anywhere. It stays put. Textured metal cover here. This is a heavy duty stand. It's kind of textured. It has a hook on here so that you can use it to pop off the tips off the end here, which is nice. Also, if you notice the handle, it has a button on here that can be used as like an extra safety to where the air will not kick on when you pick it up out of the cradle until you press the button. You can configure it to use the button or not to use it. I've set mine up to where as soon as I lift this out of the cradle, the heat comes on, and as soon as I place it back in, it shuts off. But it's easy to set it up to where you're using the button. The hose is made from a supple, easy to manipulate material, which is nice. It makes it easy to position this thing right where you want it. Also, you notice that it has these little spring reinforcements on both ends up by the handle and where it comes out of the base unit, and that helps keep the hose from getting kinked up and offers some extra support. Alright, let's go over the front panel control buttons. Over here on the left we have air up and down. That just controls how fast or how slow the air is coming out of the hose. In the middle here we have 3 preset buttons. They also double as menu navigation buttons. Over here on the right we have the temperature up down controls where you can make it hotter or colder. Down here we have the power on off rocker switch, and then the display area is up here in the middle. This is what it looks like when you power it on. Here's a preset that I have set up, and I can increase or decrease the airflow. Holding the button makes it move faster, and same with the temperature control. Now if I want to store it, I just hold for 3 seconds any one of the presets, and then that new value is placed at that preset for a recall. The basic controls that we just went over are pretty much all you need to start using this piece of equipment right away. You do want to get into a more advanced menu system. There are other options that you can enable or disable, and I'll show you how to get into that now. Alright, let's get into the advanced menu. I'm going to turn it on. Now if you notice next to the 1 and the 3 button there's a solid dot. That's to remind you that those are the 2 buttons that you need to hold for 3 seconds to go into the menu. Now the hollow circle next to the number 2 is like a menu back button to get out of a menu. So now let's go into the menu system. So we're going to hold the 1 and the 3 for 3 seconds. And here's our first menu item that we can change. I can turn the temperature lock off and on. I leave it off because I like to be able to change the temperature on the fly. Now move down with the 3 button, and then the temperature controls adjust your settings of the menu item selected. So you notice I've got Celsius and Fahrenheit for temperature. I'm using Celsius. Let's go on to the next thing. This is factory reset. If you turn that on and then go out of the menu, it'll reset it. The next menu item is a calibration menu to get the temperature spot on. I don't use it. Alright, this is a button. Now notice I turned it on. Now when I push a button you can hear a beep. Kind of like that. I'm going to leave that on. This HTO is a timer, and basically that is setting how long your heat is going to be on, and then it will shut off automatically. So you can set it for 20 seconds or up to 10 minutes, I believe. Let's see, next is standby. This is a setting controlling when the air comes on. In normal, when you lift the handle up out of the holder, it won't come on until you push the blue button on the handle. In this FOR setting, as soon as you lift the handle out of the holder, the heat starts to blow. And as soon as you place it back in the holder, the hot air shuts off. I have mine set up like that. Alright, that pretty much wraps up the equipment tour for the Atten 862D. I should mention that the maximum temperature setting is 480 degrees Celsius, which is plenty hot enough to do the types of rework that I do. I hope you found this video helpful, and please like and subscribe. Also, if you're in the market to buy this particular unit, you can click the link in the description below, and a small portion of the purchase amount will come back and support this channel. Thank you.